The 15 Rare Most Valuable Charizard Pokémon Cards. A brief history of Charizard cards. Talk about a blast from the past. Charizard Pokémon cards are the MVPs of trading cards and an essential item to collectors. It's the famous and nostalgic symbol of power, success, and destruction during a Pokémon journey. In 2020, a rare 1999 base set 1st edition PSA 10 Charizard Pokémon shadowless card sold for a mouth-watering $350,000 at the PWCC Auctions. This price places the card as the most expensive Pokémon card ever sold at that time. If you're about to start your collecting journey or you've already collected and stuck on the way forward, this article is your guiding light. Here, we'll help you identify the rarest and most valuable Charizard Pokémon cards, their true worth, and how to collect/sell them. Table of Contents. Charizard is the Japanese word for lizardin. It's a creation of Pokémon in Nintendo and Game Freak's Pokémon production and was created by Atsuko Nishida, a Japanese illustrator. Charizard debuted in the Pokémon Red and Blue video games and their sequels. They also appeared in other productions, spin-off editions, animated and printed versions of these movie productions. It's also called the Flame Pokémon. An orange dragon-like Pokémon, Charizard is the mutated version of a chameleon and the final form of Charmander. Nintendo gave various Pokémon characters catchy and unique names related closely to their appearance. Nintendo made this move to appeal to a larger Western audience to make it very easy for Americans to understand the game's concept, hence Charizard. A combination of charcoal, char, and lizard. Charizard has two teal wings with a predominantly orange back and body. Its webbed feet are covered by a cream-colored pad similar to its large stomach, while its darting eyes are light blue. The prices on this table are sourced from verified stores, antique websites, and curated collectors lists. However, the costs may vary due to different sources, market forces, and overall vendor preference/digression. Price: $493,230. Release date: 1995. Topsyca didn't start distributing these cards until 1997, even though the copyright date on the card indicates 1995. One notable feature about this card is that they weren't part of the official Pokémon trading card game, they tilt towards collectibles. But it doesn't negate the fact that it's still Pokémon. At the Golden Auction in January 2021, this card, but without a number, a production error, sold for a jaw-dropping $493,230. So much value for a victim of a production error. Pokémon made only 31 copies of this card, according to the company's records. Price: $399,750. Release date: 1999. Due to its appearance on the cover art of the Pokémon Red video game made for the Nintendo Game Boy and Game Boy Color in the 90s, this card gained massive popularity and became one of the most highly sought Charizard cards. The recently growing interest in Pokémon cards has Lux smiling down on the first edition Charizard cards as a set sold for $399,750 in March 2021. Price: $360,000. Release date: 1999. A PSA gem. Mint 10 in the 90s kid delight, Charizard cards are the apple of every card collector's eye, especially the shadowless ones, an early model with zero shadows around its art border. In 2009, a rapper Logic bagged a piece of this card for over $226,000, a record soon topped by a bidder at PWCC Auction on December 31, 2020, who bought for $350,000. A new record was reportedly set less than 5 hours later as a bidder at the Golden Auction purchased a copy for a record-breaking $369,000. Today, this record still stands, making it the most expensive shadowless Charizard Pokémon card ever sold. Price: $57,877. Release date: 1996. This card marks one of the earliest appearances of the interesting Pokémon character. The 1996 Charizard card is a very historical piece. Usually, most cards of Japanese origin contain a symbol of rarity by the lower right corner that varies based on the type of card you have. The holographic cards in this set usually have a star symbol that signifies rarity. If you lay your hands on any card without the star sign, then you've hit the jackpot. This piece sold for $57,877 at an auction in November 2020. Price, $44,850. Release date, 1999. Just 2 out of the first edition Portuguese Charizard cards passed the PSA 10 test out of 34 brought forward to the PSA. The rare card sold for an impressive $44,850 in April 2021. Price, $40,000. Release date, 2000. The Korean version of Pokémon cards entered the scene in 2000, although it has been circulating in different locations and languages around the continent since 1999. They had an impressive run in the market and sold for $40,000 in April 2021. These cards are still the most collectible of the Korean first edition variants. Price, $37,600. Release date, 1995. A highly desirable piece, made in 1995 but distributed by Top Psycha in 1997 after the launch of the Pokémon trading game in 1996. There's a striking resemblance between this card and the 1996 Pokémon Red video game released in Japan. This iconic piece sold for $37,600 in October 2020. 8. Price, $37,300. Release date, 1999. In this situation, the proper French word to describe Charizard is Dracaufeu. Pokémon started making cards in different languages to promote popularity and ensure diversification. Only 28 of this variant have achieved the PSA 10 status, almost 7% of the French first edition cards. They are pretty easier to come by than their English counterpart. This card sold for $37,300 in February 2021. Price, $37,000. Release date, 1999. Still hot on the heels of expansion, the German variant of Pokémon cards called the Glurak sold for $37,000 in January 2021. This version is not shadowless like the English first edition. Out of the 900 German Gluraks, only 50 have received the coveted PSA 10 certification. A 5% is higher than the 3.7 of English first edition Charizard cards makes it pretty easy to find. Price, $35,100. Release date, 1999. This edition offered Spanish natives an opportunity to participate in the Pokémon trading card game actively. There's a Spanish translation on the body of the card, but the name Charizard remains. A sharp contrast between this and its French/German counterpart. Check the lower left corner of the card and find the Edition 1 symbol. Only 7 cards from this set have been certified PSA 10, placing among the rarest first edition Charizard cards in multilanguage version. Price, $30,300. Release date, 2006. There are 101 cards in the set, and only 2 rare gold star cards are in the collection, the Charizard number 100 and Mew number 101. Chances of pulling one of these 2 cards in a pack of 144 cards are 1 to 0, that's how rare it's. It commemorates the 15th central expansion of the EX series and features a stunning image illustrated by the talented Masakazu Fukuda. The fiery dragon breathes fire onto the edge of this $30,300 card, a truly fearful piece. Price, $30,100. Release date, 1996. Bandai, a Japanese native and toymaker, launched a series of Pokémon trading cards in September 1996, and he used a network of vending machines to distribute these cards. Many Bandai Cardist cards are available, but the most collectible is the Prism Charizard, followed closely by the Blastoise. The iconic Charizard character breathes fire to create an eye-catching, memorable piece. Price, $28,100. Release date, 2003. The last to ever be produced by the Wizards of the Coast was illustrated by Cookie Saito, a top Japanese animator. There are 150 cards in this set, and 6 of them with the Charizard version has a crystal-type feature that makes it very powerful to handle any energy. The Skyridge is the third and final expansion of the Digital Cards (e-card) series that has playable e-reader apps on the cards. It sold in November 2020 for $28,100. Price, $20,250. Release date, 2002. This card is the fourth expansion of the Neo series. The Neo Destiny is famous for featuring both light and dark versions of Pokémon. The light Pokémon are caring and fair-spirited, the incredible energy. In contrast, the dark Pokémon are the parallel opposite. The dark Pokémon has made a few appearances in some series, but you'll find the light Pokémon in the Neo Destiny set. Charizard appears as a unique shining character who gets its name from the flashy foil detail that shines in the light. The cards also have a special rarity symbol in 3 stars at the lower right corner. Price, $15,200. Release date, 2002. The legendary Charizard card is essential for any collector with a background that looks like a combination of fire and ice. Even though it is not the most expensive, this card is rarest as no other version has been reproducing since this one. The 2002 beauty sold for $15,200 at an auction in July 2021. Do you have a Charizard card and don't know how to ascertain if it's a rare piece or not? We've made the process seamless with a detailed guide below. Earlier Charizard cards, 1995 to 2003, are the rarest and most valuable variants, all thanks to their age and difference in the production year. Most of these old Charizard cards are nearly extinct, highly sought and of quality. The card's condition is also a significant determinant when identifying a rare piece. Grading companies assess these cards on a scale of 10 and use the result to determine whether it's a rare find or not. The newer the card, the rarer and the more expensive it is. The population report is the third way you can determine the rarity of your Charizard card. By sampling reports of the most grade that a card has achieved, the rarer it's. Check the link for detailed information on the grading process. Whether you intend to purchase, collect for keeps or sell off. Here are the factors you must consider in order to get the optimum value for your piece. Rarity is the most significant factor when it comes to determining Charizard cards. These symbols are usually in the form of circle stars, star H or 3 stars. 1 star means the card is rare, while the star H and 3 stars mean they are unique and extra rare. A whitened, scratched, chipped, or a rumpled card will be worthless compared to cards in mint or almost mint condition. Endeavor always keeps your cards safe from liquids or anything that can cause severe damage to get the actual value for your money. Check the bottom right side of the card for this number. Secret rare cards have a collector figure higher than the number of cards printed in a set. For example, 120 to 105 or 65/64. Look out for collector numbers that begin with SH, an acronym for Shining Pokémon, which usually has a different illustration from other versions. In some cases, cards don't have collector numbers due to early printing. Early Japanese cards fall under this category, but they're worth money regardless. Look for the Wizards of the Coast inscription at the bottom of your card. These are usually from the early 1999 or 2000 Pokémon cards, then proceed to look for a first edition embossing at the left lower corner of the illustration on the card. Finally, if the card has no shadow around or below it, it is one of the revered shadowless collections, and they're highly sought after by collectors. You can check for card prices from a sea of websites available. However, card prices are prone to change due to market demands, speculations, and other factors. You should constantly refresh your catalog to stay updated with prices. Pokémon players usually have an online forum to discuss everything from prices to models available and the next auction. You can search for these platforms and picture your Charizard cards to understand the market price. Talk about hearing from the horse's mouth. Charizard cards are scarce due to increased demand from game lovers back in the day. These days the cards are worth quite a lot of money. Everyone wants a piece for themselves or to collect for nostalgia's sake or keep to sell twice the price later depending on the market. Charizard has featured on 44 different cards since its emergence in the Pokémon trading card game set. They are usually Fire-type Stage 2 Pokémon. Charizard cards has sentimental value to their collector. Early childhood memories are preserved through these cards coupled with the fire-breathing dragon logo, an emblem of strength, prestige, and power. The point above and many more factors is why Charizard cards are pricey. First edition Charizard cards, especially the shadowless variants, are worth a few bucks compared to the rest. Now that you have the facts you need on the highly reputable but rare Charizard Pokémon cards, we've gathered some notable points for you to keep in mind on your journey. Comment. Save my name, email, and website in this browser for the next time I comment.